So surely the arm of the Lord is not too short to save, nor his ear too dull to hear. But your iniquities have separated you from your God. Your sins have hidden his face from you, so that he will not hear. For your hands are stained with blood, your fingers with guilt. Your lips have spoken lies, and your tongue mutters wicked things. As it is written, there is no one righteous, not even one. There is no one who understands, no one who's all have turned away. They have together become worthless. There is no one does good, not even one. Okay, everybody, we are talking about 68A, which is the definition of the parabola. Look at the top of page 433. It says the equation of parabola, oops, never mind, the page before, top of page 431. A parabola is the locus of all points. That's a path of points. That's what a locus is. That are equidistant from a given point called the focus and a given line called the directrix. Okay, so what that means is just like when we talk about a circle, we say a circle is the path of points that are equidistant from the center. And we can see when we draw a circle that the circle is the path of points that is equidistant from the center. But when we talk about the parabola, it's a little bit more complicated. The parabola is the path of points that are equidistant from this line called the directrix and a point called the focus. Okay, so basically, this one is not really drawn correctly because it probably needs to be a little bit wider to get the job done. But basically, it's saying that at all points right here, notice that this distance is the same on both sides. This is P up, this is P down, a distance P. But then when I move here, then this distance has to be the same. And when I moved here and I touch my parabola, that distance has to be the same. And everywhere I go on this parabola, the distance between the focus and that point on the parabola and that point on the parabola down to that directrix line has to be the same. Okay, so that's what a parabola is that path of those points. Okay, so we're going to say this one is this is kind of our definition parabola. So that right there is 0, 0. And we're making this the focus point. Now we usually call this distance up in here P. I don't know why they chose P, but they chose P. All right, so we're going to have this be the focal point, the focus there, and this distance right here is P. But this distance from here to here is also P, going down, okay? So it's a distance of P. So now they're calling this line down here, Y is negative P, right? So that if P was 3, this would be Y is negative 3. All right, so that's kind of the picture of things. Now, this is my equation of my basic non-shifted parabola. Okay, this is my y is x squared parabola. But now we're talking about parabolas that don't have a 1 on the front. Okay, remember 1x squared has always been my parent parabola. But in the big scope of things, we have y is a x minus h quantity squared plus k. This is our standard form of the parabola, where we can have a coefficient in front. Remember, if that coefficient is greater than 1, our parabola is going to get sharper, and if it's less than 1, our parabola is going to spread out here, okay? So, and this one was our vertex over there. So that was our standard form. So now they're showing you, okay, this is now our A in our standard form. So our A, that number in front, is going to be 1 over 4P. And what is P? P is that distance between the focus and the vertex. So we're getting a little bit more nitty-gritty into what parabolas do and what makes parabolas tick. Okay? So now we're going to find the focus and the equation of the directrix for y is 3 over 7x squared. Okay? So now they're saying this A here in the front of your standard form here is 1 over 4p, but here they're saying that 1 over 4p is 3 over 7 All right, since it's 3 over 7, it's going to be a flatter parabola because it's less than 1. So now when I cross multiply to find out what P is, I get 7 is 12P, or P is 7 over 12. Okay, so what does that mean my focus is? All right, on my parabola here, there was no shifting done by a H and a K, a vertex that is moved off of 0, 0. Remember, when I have just an x squared, this is a 0, 0 centered parabola, but it doesn't go 1, 1, 2, 4. It goes up, and it's going to be flatter 3/7. But now we found our P. So if I were to sketch this, I would say, okay, I have a parabola. Here's my 0, 0, and my P distance here is 7/12. Okay, and then I'm going to have down below it, y is negative 7/12 would be that, and then my parabola is going to go somewhere in there. Okay, so this distance here, and the focus is 0, 7/12. Okay, so I can find my focus very easily. Okay, did we get that one correct? That one was the first example, and we got it right. Okay, so now look at the second example here, down here on the bottom of the board over here. And it says that the focus, this is a new parabola, a new situation. The focus they give us, and the vertex is the origin. Since they tell us the vertex is the origin, there's no displacement, right? There's no HK here because the vertex is 0, 0. And then find the equation of the parabola and sketch it. All right, so if we're going to do this one just right here up above it, in place of that other one, okay, we've got a parabola that is, the focus is 0, negative 5/3. Now the focus is also always inside your parabola, isn't it? This one had a focus that was up. If the focus is 0, negative 5/3, isn't the focus below? All right, so this is going to be 0, negative 5/3. And they said that my vertex is the origin. So what's happening to my parabola? It's a frowny face, right? It's going down into, the focus is always inside the parabola, okay? And then find the equation of the parabola and sketch it. So I know this distance P, right? And then where's my directrix? My directrix is always on the outside of the parabola. In this case, since my vertex is above my focus, my directrix is going to be y is 5/3. Okay, so since they said the focus was, the vertex was 0, 0, this is pretty easy to do, because what is that A? That A is 1 over 4P. Okay, now we know that parabolas that go down have negative A's in the front, right? That means they're going down. So this is going to be 1 over 4P is that A, and I know that that P distance is going to be what? 5/3. So I'm going to make it the negative 5/3 because I know it's supposed to go down anyway. And then when I multiply this, I'm going to get 1 over what? Negative 20/3, which of course is going to flip up, and I'm going to get negative 3 over 20 is that A value in the front. And I say, okay, my parabola is, y is negative 3 over 20 x squared, and I'm done. Okay, so those are very easy if you understand what the pieces and parts of those are. Okay, so you guys go ahead and work on your little sheet for a second.